Okay.
All right, we got sound now, guys. Hello, hello, hello. We need to move the whole TV down because I can't see the comments now that we moved the camera.
That's the problem.
Yeah. Here we go. Ah, that's better. Okay, there we go. Perfect. That's good. Okay, give me just a little bit back this way. I'm sorry, I feel like we're hanging pictures. There we go. Perfect. Just like that. There we go.
I'm ready to put
Yay!
nail in
Can
the
you
wall.
guys hear me? Yes, yes, yes. Oh, good. Okay. Well, the good news is we got picture-in-picture. The bad news is we're using new software that makes me look really short and squatty. Not that I'm not squatty anyway, but I'm certainly not short. So, hey, Susan, welcome. So, hello, Deborah, Brenda, Alice, and Susan. And I hope we have more folks join us. Unfortunately, the time was wrong on the video, so no telling. Yeah.
I fixed
You
it.
only have, the picture of the door, it's coming up, Brenda, but you should have a picture-in-picture too. Do you guys have picture-in-picture? Do you guys have the picture-in-picture also? The picture-in-picture just disappeared, Margie.
I know it did.
Okay. Margie's going to keep working on the picture-in-picture, but at least we have the tabletop, and there we go. Let's start by taking a look at what's in our kit while we kind of stall just a minute and Margie plays with our technology, and we can at least get started because we don't have to have picture-in-picture. Oh, now I have the top of my head and the doorway. Okay, that's interesting. All right. Well, let's go ahead and take a look at what's in our kit, guys. I know I'm not supposed to touch my face. I am. My eye itches. My hands are clean, so that's good. Okay, we're going to start with taking a look at our kit. You shouldn't have to do that.
Yeah, I know I shouldn't have to,
But that's going to reduce the
what I'm
picture
getting.
size, so just get rid of the picture entirely,
Okay.
rather than reducing the picture size, because they want to be able to see the details. There we go. Yeah, just slide it clear back up and cover up the picture-in-picture. There we go.
It's working.
Okay.
Remember, lag.
Yeah, all right. Okay, starting with our kit, we have our beautiful, absolutely gorgeous stag. And yes, it's the stag party. We are all ready for our stag party. I love the way you called that. That's good. All right, we've got our beautiful background card. And we've got this magnificent picture of the stag here. Totally love this kit. Really, really love it. But then again, you guys know my obsession with deer. So I would love it, wouldn't I? Here are my cards. So you should have two 5x7s. Nice heavy ones. And you should have a 6x6 card. And you should have a sheet of Mary, some envelopes, some acetate. And then we've got our really nice roll of foam tape. I love that Hunkydory came out with these foam tape rolls, because now we don't have to try and measure off the big rolls. We can just give you a little roll in the kits, which is pretty cool. And this message is held for review. 8789JJKT. Brenda, you got a really weird message there. You got a funny keyboard on, Brenda?
It's an emoji.
Oh, okay. All right, let's go ahead and get started, shall we? Let's do it, because we got 3 cards to make. Hello, friends who may not be signed in. I know that you're out there because I can see the numbers, so welcome to you also. Let's start. Let's see. We usually start by seeing the cards. We have this beautiful card here. We have this beautiful card here. And we have this beautiful card here. Let's start with something fairly easy. It's actually also my total fave out of the whole thing. So let's start with that one. I want to start with this card today. So let's start with this one. Boy, that's pretty. Let's go ahead. You may hear little voices here. That's my crack staff consulting over technology issues. Also known as Bryce and Margie. Hey, Betty. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Yay, actually get to craft along tonight. Excellent. I hope some of you need to say big pick is background. I'm not sure what that means. Okay, let's go ahead and get our papers out. We're going to start with this background sheet, and we are also going to be using this topper. So let's get this one out gently. We're going to start by doing some glittering work because we want to let that dry while we are we're assembling the rest of our work. So you do have choices of these sayings. You could, if you choose, substitute the to a special friend with sent with love. Your choice there. We're using this one and this one on a different card. We also have this little small reindeer face. This would be wonderful actually inside your card. And let's start by covering, well, let's see. I said we're going to start with our glitter. Let's start with our glitter. And I need a piece of typing paper, please.
I have those handy.
Thank you. I'm showing my age when I call it typing paper rather than copy paper. I just never have broken that habit. Yes, I learned on a Selectric typewriter. I know what's funny though is that I used to work I decided to go to business school when I found myself young and unemployed, and I went to accounting school, which now that you hear me talk about my tax returns is really hysterically funny, right? But I did. I went to accounting school. I'm using my Quickie glue pen. If you don't have one of these, grab one of these. This is perfect for snow effects, guys, because it's actually, if you can see it here, it's actually a ballpoint pen filled with glue. So you get a fine line you just can't get with other glue tips, and it's perfect for glitter. So I'm going to start. I hope you guys can see in a little better this time.
Yeah.
We've changed the camera angle to the other side since I'm right-handed, so my arm won't be in your way of the view. Margie's brainchild. If this is helpful, say thanks, Margie. I'm starting by just going over some of the lines in these pine boughs, the white pine boughs that are kind of coming into the picture. I want to catch my glue while it's nice and damp, so I'm going to do part of them, then I'll do the other part. I've never heard of a little glue in my life, or a little glitter. I have to always just really take it on. But I don't try to do every single little bit of the branch coming in. Just get enough to add some nice sparkle to those branches coming in. Where they're white, the glitter is going to be magnificent on there. You should have, I didn't mention it when we were talking about the kit contents, you also should have in your kit a packet of glitter, some rhinestones, and some confetti for our shaker card. Now, in addition to those branches that I want to do, I think I'd like to put a little bit of glitter on my snowflakes, or at least in the centers of my snowflakes. So I'm going to put just a little dot in the center of each snowflake. So we'll let that get glittery also. My thinking this week in not sending you the glitter pot was that you probably could use, you could refill some of the glitter pots we sent in some of the more recent kits, rather than just keep sending them to you and sending you to you. We just put it in a little packet this time. We also need less for this project than we need for a lot of things. So, okay, I'm going to set my Stag off to the side to dry, and when it dries I'll take my glitter brush and run over that and remove the excess. It's already pretty, but it'll be even better in a few minutes. Move my plate off to the side. Not sure some of my extra glitter here on my wet wipe. Okay, let's start by covering our card. You're going to use a 5x7. And sometimes I rearrange where it's going to go on here depending on what part of the scene I want to capture. I think what we capture just automatically is just gorgeous. It's beautiful. So I don't think we need to change a thing. We're just going to put this right up on this corner. So I'm going to put down my rows of tape. I'm still trying out this extra wide tape, so it's nice to have you back with us, Alice. We miss you when you're not here. Didn't those poinsettia cards turn out beautiful, guys? Have some of the rest of you done the poinsettias also? Those poinsettia cards I just think are magnificent. Really, really beautiful. Really beautiful. Got picture in picture, just need to adjust the aspect ratio. Yeah, this new software, they've tried to adjust it and it is just it's gonna make me short and squatty no matter what.
Right now.
For now.
We'll figure it out.
I won't always be squatty because I hope to lose weight, but I will never be short other than what you see right there. I'm 5'11", so I've never been known as a short girl since I was in grade school and towered among all of my classmates. I got most of my height between 4th and 5th grade. I actually grew a foot that year. And yes, every bone in my body hurt. And I just got that on there just a little bit off, but you guys know what I'll do about that. I'm going to flip this over now. I'm going to cut around my card. That's beautiful, just like that. I got the tiniest little edge showing, so I'm going to slide my cards back a little, bring in my handy dandy trimmer. Open this up since I'm actually working on a really thick card and I have that thick card stuck on top. I'm going to trim this off there. And I need to trim a little corresponding piece off my back cover. And now all is well with the world. It's perfect. Okay. We are going to go ahead and see how our deer's doing. If our deer's dry. It actually looks like our deer has a little bit left to dry. So I'm going to go ahead and put down some sparkles on this one while we wait. And when I sparkle this one, I'm going to start with these trees in the background. And I'm going to kind of put a little bit of sparkle up on these branches higher up in the trees. Then I'm going to do the trunks of the trees. I'm going to all these little pieces that you can see of the trunks and the branches as they go up. That's where I usually start. And then if I think it needs more, I just put a little bit more in there. And sometimes I'm kind of inventing what's there, but that's okay, because we can do that. So I'm going to put a few more little glittery pieces of my tree trunk in, just to get some nice sparkle on it. And then I want to sparkle along this line in the front between the snow and the foliage there. And I'm going to sparkle up what I'm considering to be deer tracks down here. And I'm just kind of going along some of those gray lines there, guys. Add a little bit of sparkle there. I want to put a little bit in the center of my snowflakes again. Now, not all of my snowflakes are going to show, because some of them are getting covered up by the topper. So it's really kind of useless to glitter the things that won't show.
Debbie, it would be easier to see if you put it in the center of your mat.
Oh, am I too far over?
Yeah.
Okay.
I keep wiggling, but I'm
Okay.
just going to say something.
Okay. Good deal. Well, I'm learning to work on the other side, with the camera on the other side, so bear with me, guys, because I'm hoping this will make it easier for you to see the details as we go. Some of you pointed out that when I was coloring on the stamping class last week, you just couldn't see what I was doing. So, trying to resolve that. See, we are listening. Oh yeah, you need this one, Mary. It's gorgeous. It's gorgeous. Black lines top to bottom of main picture change. Oh, oh sorry, Vicky. Okay, I don't know what that means. Okay, so I've got my sparkles on there. I'm just going to let that dry a minute too. This really is a spectacular card kit, I gotta say. Like I said, I fully confess that I'm really, really, really in love with deer. So anytime I see anything that's got a deer on it, I'm thinking it's marvelous. Okay, now I'm hoping by now that my Stag is drying. Let me get my glitter brush here. I have this one that I use, and then I also have those little yellow fan brushes. Oh, there's one. We have both of these kinds in the store. They're both marvelous. The thing I like about them is that the bristles are really, really soft. It's not going to knock your glitter off, but it will pick up all the stray off of there. So either one of these brushes is great. I'm going to brush off my extra glitter. And it looks marvelous. Simply marvelous. Can you see it well? Can you see the sparkles well?
Yeah.
Good. Because they're just beautiful. It's really beautiful. Okay. Now, let's see if this has dried well. This quickie glue dries pretty quick. No pun intended. But it does dry quickly. I see a place where I missed my glue entirely. Let's put a little bit more on there. And it was still wet enough to catch a little, so that's good. And I'm going to just set this aside for a minute because this one still doesn't want to be done yet. It's got just a little baking that needs to happen there, so we'll let that dry. While that dries, let's go ahead and cover our second card. Because why not? So we'll go ahead and take the remaining piece of cardstock that we have left, our Stag, and we're going to make a card using the Stag, and we're going to use this snowy border. So get this. The glitter with the quickie glue pen, I'm telling you, it is just a really good combination. Really good. You could use stickles for this too, but much better this way. Surprised you didn't film from overhead. We have tried filming from overhead, and my hands still get in the way. So this was actually preferable to, I think, to the overhead. Not to mention the fact that because I am really tall, I was always bumping into the camera over my head. So that just was really uncomfortable. So that's the other reason we didn't do it. Okay, get your Miri card out, and we're going to cover our card with our rainbow Miri. So we'll start with that. I'll put down my 3 strips of tape again. The weather's really nice here today. It's like in the 70s. It has been baking, but now it's in the 70s. And we're enjoying that because we understand we're going to be back up in the 90s over the weekend. I know. Some of you guys have it so much hotter. Like Alice, who lives down there in the desert, right, Alice? Aren't you more desert gal? Or Arizona person? I just can't imagine it. But 90s is really, really hot in Oregon. The other thing we have to worry about in Oregon when it gets super hot and dry is, oh, Brenda, it was you, not Alice. That's right. That's right. I get confused. Oh, Brenda says it's 115 there today. She has no sympathy for our 90s.
Dry heat.
But the other thing that happens here when it gets really, really hot and dry over the summer is we have all these big trees and fires start. And that's not a good thing in the Pacific Northwest, as you no doubt know, with all of our trees that they can get out of control really fast. We've got one burning right now in the Columbia River Gorge. It was windy there yesterday, and the wind really picked that fire up and whipped it along. So hopefully it's supposed to be a little less windy today, and it was actually a little bit damp overnight, so hopefully that helped them to tap that down a little bit. Okay, so we've got our mirror board on. And let's see. I wanted to check and make sure I'm not working too fast. Mary, are you good? Is the pace okay?
Mary said that she hadn't seen the kids.
Oh, one of you.
Up close.
Okay,
so
somebody's working with us. Who was it that was working with us? I just want to make sure I'm not going too fast. Alice had a nice cool 97. That's just too hot, guys. That's just too hot. But then I've admitted before that we're pretty wimpy up here in the Pacific Northwest. It's not supposed to get to 90s and 100s here, although I did hear on the news last night that it's normal for us to have 12 days a year that get to be in the 90s. And this weekend we'll hit our 12 days, and we still have a whole month of time when oh good, it was Betty that was working along. We still have a whole month of days left when it can get into the higher temps, so we're going to have a hotter than average year this year. Okay, I trimmed my Stag down, just trimmed it off so that I could see what I had left to work with, and I compared that to my card. It's going to be really nice. I can have a 1/4 inch, basically, maybe probably 1/4 inch border all the way around. Or, because we're also using the border, if I want less border over here, I can simply move it over a little bit. If you desire to just have a little bit of that Mary show, you can move it over and adjust on this edge. I'm going to go ahead and, I think, use the larger borders because I like that. I'm going to trim down my length so I can see what I've got to work with. I'm going to start at 6 3/4, and then I'm going to trim according to what I still need to do. Well, I definitely got to take some more off of that. So now I'm going to go to 6 1/4. I just want to make sure that I don't cut too much off, that I'm unhappy with the amount I've taken off, and that looks pretty good, I think. Now, before I put it down, if you're adjusting your border, you'll probably want to cut this first so you know how long it should be. If you are going to do what I'm going to do and just use equal borders all the way around, then you can just go ahead now if you want to, and you can put this right on your deer. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to use my glue bottle. Mary Robinson, now that this, I already acknowledged that. I'm going to put it on with glue so that I can move it about just a bit if I want to. Our tape is really, really good. Once you put that tape down, it's staying right where it is. So I'm going to go ahead and put my border right on my Stag picture. And then I'm going to trim it off. That way I'm going to have my border all the way around. I could do it the other way where my border runs from the top of my card to the bottom of my card if I want to. But I tend to think it looks nice to let your border show all the way. So I'm going to do it like this. Now I'm ready to put my Stag down, and I've got a couple choices for how to attach this, but I think before I attach it, because I'm using Mary in my background, and even though this glitter is really soft and powdery because we're using that super fine glitter, it tends to be a good idea to glitter it and clear off your excess glitter before you put it down against your Mary board, because when you're brushing off your extra, you can put just little microfine scratches in your Mary board, and that's not a great thing. So let's go ahead and put our glitter and embellishments on before we attach this to our background. So I'm going to get my glitter paper out here again, a glitter catcher. I always use either this or a coffee filter when I'm glittering to catch my excess and pour it back in the vial. I think both work pretty equally well. You do have a little bit more flexibility with the coffee filter, but you have a little bit better coverage with the copy paper. So either way is good. I'm going to need this Let It Snow off my element sheet too. I'll tell you one thing I did here that I really like. I hope you can see this on camera.
Just
do you see?
Down in your middle, and I've got you all set up. There you go.
Can you see how I have glittered around my snow letters. What I did is I glittered from the top and the right side of each letter, trying to kind of make it look like snow is laying on those letters. And it turned out really pretty, so I'm going to do that again. And it's going to have quite a bit of glitter on it, so I want to go ahead and do that first and let it start drying. So I'm going to draw across the top of my S, then on the inside bottom of my S, and then I'm going to draw down the right side of my S part way, and then I'm going to kind of fill this little, or put a little bit on the inside lower. I'm not sure if you can see that at all because it's really detailed. I'm trying to describe to you what I'm doing while I do it. I'm going on top of the N and down the right side of the top of the N, then up over the top. And then I'm kind of coming in a little bit to the inside of the little flourish on the O and coming down under it. I'm coming down each side of the W and kind of a little bit across the top of the flourish and in. And what that's going to do is make it look like the snow is just laying right on top of those letters. That's what I'm going for anyway. And we'll be able to see that better when it dries. Let's say if you're zooming in a little bit, Margie, let's look at it on this one.
Can't zoom.
Okay.
But we can
It does get a
definitely
little
try.
bit, it gets a little bit too blurry if we
Yeah.
get too close. But anyway, across the tops and kind of down the right side, it's not going to hurt it. I mean, this glitter and the glue are both very transparent, so it's not a precise science, guys. Don't get all weirded out about doing that. But okay, let's do a little bit more glitter on our stag here. I'm going to glue, oops, knocking stuff over on the table. I'm going to, with my stag scene, I want to do a little bit on the horizon line. So I'll draw a glitter line across there. And see how we kind of have these textured areas? I kind of like to go around some of those textured areas a little bit, thinking that if it were icy there, it would kind of glitter, right? And around in his tracks, again, if it's icier, you're going to see you're going to see more glittery kinds of effects from the snow and any light that's coming off of that. So I'm just kind of lining around some of those little things. Maybe a little bit in these bushes right behind his leg. And just adding some just little touches. I don't want to, if I were with a glue bottle, this might be too much, but with this little glue pen, this is fine to kind of hit all these little elements. We kind of have another little hill here behind him. I'm going to put a little on there, and I'm going to go ahead and glitter that part. Good, I'm glad you can see that, Alice. And it's not going to be quite that glittery once I knock off the extra, but you can still see that we've got some nice glitter effects started there. I'm going to put a little bit in the centers of my snowflakes, because I just like the way that brings out the snowflakes a little bit. I'm doing it both in the silver ones and the white ones, and both the even the real faint white ones. I did it a little bit in those too. Tap it off. And then I have one more thing I need to glitter, but I gotta pour the glitter back in my pot. I want to glitter on the some of the snowflakes on my border. So I'm going to bring this back in, and I'm going to put, I'm going to glitter in the center of the white snowflakes and leave the silver alone, because once I brush off my excess glitter, I'm going to put my little AB rhinestones in the middles of the silver ones, just for fun. And your little AB rhinestones are part of your kit too. These kits are a great value, guys. If we were doing these classes on site, they'd be $15. And you guys are getting these kits for anywhere from $12, $13. I think I have one. We do have one that's more because of the Nouveau drops. But you're getting these kits for a really good price for what you're getting in them. Hi, Andrea. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Nice to see you in Kentucky. Well, we welcome you, my friend, our new crafty friend. Okay, let's see how our snow effects are doing. There's quite a bit of glue on that snow, so I'm going to leave that alone for right now. And I think what we'll do while those dry, let's go back to our other one. And let's brush off our extra. So we'll take care of, oops. I like to brush my extra right into my garbage can. I could probably do it back onto my paper, but...
You need more glitter.
Excuse me? Oh, there we go. Okay, and this little brush does just a heck of a job of taking off all the extra. I'm not going to tell you it won't shed any glitter, but it really won't shed much, guys, with these super ultra fine glitter that we're using. Once it's down, it's pretty much down. It sticks as long as there's glitter for it to stick in. And like I said, I can't promise it won't shed anything, but it's not going to make a huge mess when you handle these cards either. That's one of the things I love about it. We can go ahead, let's assemble this while the other one dries. I'm going to move that out of the way. So we'll want that deer topper again. And we also had out our little greeting that I've managed to shuffle under something. I'm such a schmuck, guys. I always manage to lose stuff. That's okay. I have a spare. I think this one's going to be with love. No problem. Sent with love. Because we had a choice there, and I could find that other piece, but you don't want to wait while I look around and try and figure out what I did with it. There it is, though, right there under the corner of my organizer.
When you're not looking for it, that's when it comes up.
It does. They always come back when you stop looking.
It sounds like, Andrea, you had perfect timing.
Oh, I'm so glad. Yay. Okay, I'm going back to my special friend because I like the white in this brown. I would have made it work, but I like it better. So I'm going to get my foam squares out here. And I'm going to put a few foam squares on the back. I really like the way this looks glittered up. I hope you can see that. It's really, really pretty. I just love working on Christmas cards because it gives you an excuse to make all these pretty glittery things. And you know, even though it's glittery, I wouldn't hesitate for a second to send this to a man. Not for a second, because it's beautiful. The glitter's just kind of showing off the snow. It's not foofy by any stretch of the imagination. some of the artwork in this year's kit really is stunning. You guys were talking about that last time, and I just got to say I'm totally impressed with the kits that I've made. They're a lot of fun. And I love it when we can create something. I mean, we're going to create, we're going to create 3 cards pretty quick here tonight. And yet they look so professional when we're done with beautiful artwork. It just really is amazing. So you saw how many glue dots I put down in there? 9, 10, somewhere in that area. It doesn't take a lot on a bigger topper piece like this to hold it up. If it were a skinny little piece, I'd actually add more, I think I got that. It doesn't appear to be cattywampus. There it is. That's better though. One of the nice things I love about foam squares is that they're a little bit forgiving. If you start to stick down and then you don't like it, it doesn't look quite straight, you can usually just pop those back up and move it a little bit. I'm going to put some foam squares on the back of here. Now I want to show you something when I'm finished here. I did the sample card using 3mm foam. And the foam that's in your kit is 2mm, and I just want to show you the difference. If you decide you like the 3mm, we have that now from the Hobby Journal, and they're really good foam squares. They're as good as the Hunkydory ones, and I've had some bad ones over time. These 2 brands are absolutely trustworthy. They're both good. But I'm going to put, I didn't put my Special Friend on foam squares last time. I am going to do it this time. And I'm going to put my Special Friend right in the middle of this brown area. I really like the definition of the brown between the brown and the white, and I don't want to cover that up. I like the way that looks. What I'm talking about is I just like the way this is kind of separated off here.
Perfect.
Margie's got a different camera angle than I'm used to, so bear with me. Oh, and I can't do it over there because my picture, I'm covering up with the picture.
Here.
Okay, here we go.
Let's.
This is what I'm talking about. I love the way this looks, this kind of soft look in the brown between the tops of this grassy area and the bottoms of the trees. So I don't want to cover that up. I just think that looks really natural. So here's the one we just, oops, nope, I got to put some rhinestones on here before we do our comparison, because we got to be fair in our comparison after all.
I think I fixed the picture-in-picture so you'll have more space.
Oh, okay.
There we go.
Oh, that's much better.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's just a different angle.
Okay. All right. Yeah, because I'm used to reaching up in this corner so you can see, because the picture-in-picture was on the other side. Then I was reaching up and getting right into the picture-in-picture, so this is better. Thank you.
Sorry, we're playing a little bit.
Okay, so I add 3 rhinestones up here in a corner. I don't know why that works as well as it does. I'd love to tell you some design principle for why that works, but it just works. Sometimes when you just need something in an area, those 3 little rhinestones, one next to the other, they just look great. Mine are positioned probably about 1/4 of an inch apart. And I don't know why they look as good as they do, but it will almost always just add a little something when you put those on. You can do the same thing with the jewel dazzles to get just a little extra accent in one corner or another. But look at that. How beautiful is that? Now, let's compare. I hope you can see. Maybe you don't see a difference at all, but this one was 3mm and this one was 2. And I think it does make the Stag look just a tad more defined. It's not a great difference. And certainly not something I just stop the production of your cards and get the 3mm, but it, you can see, I think, just a tad more definition. You can hear Teddy out there barking. Beautiful, beautiful. Our first card's done, guys. Love them, love them, love them. I can't wait to get these for Christmas. They're beautiful. Let's go ahead and go back to our second Stag card. We were waiting to brush this off. So let's get the can back up here and brush off my excess. And see how that looks. To me, when I brush off the extra, it's always a little bit like Christmas morning. You know, you want to see how it turns out. It's kind of like when you emboss something, you know, waiting for that powder to melt so that you can see the finished result. That's kind of how I feel when I'm brushing off glitter. And I brush it off pretty thoroughly because, like I said, even though I can't tell you there will be no shed, you really won't get much shed from these cards once you brush off this super powdery glitter. Okay, I'm pleased with our glitter effects. I think they're just about right. I'm going to go ahead and take my rhinestones now and I'm going to put them in the center of the silver snowflakes. Why? Because we can. I just add a little bit more sparkle. And again, I still wouldn't hesitate to give this to a man. I wouldn't. Because you can get away with more glittery stuff on snow scenes. Now that one I managed to peel the adhesive off the back of it. Sometimes when that happens, you can put it back on the sheet and relift it and you get the adhesive. Other times you just need to grab your glue bottle. I think I got it that time. Okay, there we go. Push those rhinestones down good into that adhesive. These rhinestones are from Hunkydory. We have them in 4mm, in 3mm, and then we have those sheets that are made for the dot to diamond, I think that's what it's called, that have the different sizes on a sheet. Those are kind of convenient. But you get a lot of them on a sheet for not too much money, and they sure do add some sparkle. Okay, we've got that. Let's take a look at our topper and see if this one's dry. It does have quite a lot of glue on it, so I'm going to try it and see how my snow looks. Oh, it's dried pretty and it looks great. Let's see if you can see it here.
Don't move it because you've got a lag.
Can you see that sparkle in there? On this word snow?
I think you can.
Yeah, I love that along the word snow. They just made that snow word big enough to just really show off. And what a nice addition to put snow on the snow word. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and get some foam squares on the back of this one. And
Mary says that she would purposely give them to men.
what's that?
Mary says that she would purposely give these to men.
Yeah, I think they're... Hello, Kim. Hello, hello, hello. Hi, Katie. Welcome, friends. Andrea, Katie is our... Are you 10, Katie? Is it 10? 9? She's our next generation crafter coming along behind Mom, who is doing a most awesome job introducing her to all things crafty. So, oh, you just turned 11. Okay. So, Katie, we love that you're out there. And we love that you're there too, Kim. I'm not picking on you, Kim. I just love the kids too. Oh, yeah. 1 hour later, our friend from UK, I don't think is here tonight because this would be starting at midnight for her. So I don't think she tuned in tonight. I was curious what her granddaughter thought of all the greetings from around the country when she got them the other day. I thought that was pretty cool that you guys did that for her, a young person who got to hear from all these states in the United States. I thought that was great fun. I enjoyed that class. I always enjoy my classes with you guys, though. I'm glad to hear that you think that it's addictive, because it's certainly addictive for me, too. This is kind of like my big social outlet of the week when we don't get to get out much, you know? Okay, I have choices of how I can put this down. I can put this down using my glue, or I can put this down using tape flags. Is there anybody out there who hasn't seen our tape flag technique yet? If there is, I'll be sure to do tape flags. Otherwise, I'll probably glue it because it's quick.
I think Andrea, this will be her first class coming up.
Andrea, have you seen our tape flags technique? I want to make sure I give you guys everything I can give you in these classes. Oh, you have seen it. Good. Okay, then I'm going to go ahead and glue this. I've seen a lot of people getting these little glue bottles lately. Good on you for that. That's awesome. I'm curious if some of you have tried the Art Institute glue yet. What you're thinking of that compared to the Cosmic Shimmer. I did just find some Cosmic Shimmer, and I'm bringing that in also. But some of our locals have given me some good feedback on the Art Institute glitter. I'm just wondering what your experience has been. Is it okay? Give me some feedback next time, maybe, if you would, on what you think of the Art Institute glitter once you've had a chance to try it. Betty, you said you've used the Art Institute, right? And you're liking that? Isn't that red and blue ribbon just the cat's meow? Oh my gosh. I can't believe how beautiful it is. There we go, guys. That's card number 2. You know, those ribbons just do not do justice on the roll. They really, really didn't. I did a real injustice to you when I introduced them to you without tying the bows. I apologize to anybody who did not get the ribbon this time. Margie didn't get hers either.
I didn't?
Nope. We had some inaccuracies in our listing. Bryce and I listed those together, and we overlapped a little bit, and we kind of messed up. But the good news, guys, is that the resupply on the ribbon is coming back in. And just because it sold out so very fast this time, I'm going to offer you the same deal when they come back in. How's that sound? I probably, in fairness, I should tell you, I'm not going to put the red blue on the same deal, because the red blue is my drop dead favorite. We're going to use that throughout the Christmas season. But all the other colors, when the resupply gets here, I'll put them back into Brit's Bargain, and you guys can get your supplies, because they sold out within, I don't even know, 2 hours, 2.5 hours this time. It was ridiculous how fast they sold. So we've corrected our listings. We think we have all the right ones now, so we won't have any more confusion. And we're going to put them back on special for you when they come in. I got an extra great deal, and instead of just taking extra profits, I'm going to give you an extra great deal too. So that's what we'll do, because several people told me that you were disappointed. The purple, it was sold out when I went back in, so we don't have more purple coming. So I apologize if that was one of your favorites, but the other brighter red, it's kind of an orange red. It's really pretty. The green, there are really some nice colors, and there are colors coming this time that I did not buy the first time around. There's kind of a deep, I don't know whether to call it a turquoise or a teal, and truly I'm not sure what it will be until I see it, because sometimes when you see stuff on the monitors, you know, the colors can look a little different in the manufacturer photos than what we actually see when we get it. So we will see when it gets here what those look like, but there's several colors coming that we have not seen yet. So it'll be fun, even for those of you who managed to get a pretty good stash of that ribbon, to take another look when it comes in, because there's probably 6 or 7 more colors coming this time. So there we go. I take care of you. I work really hard too anyway. Okay, let's put some paper down on our 6x6 card, and let's build this shaker card. We're going to have lots of shaker cards in our Christmas cards. For some reason, I'm just really into making them. And they're so quick and they're so easy the way we make them. And they turn out so well, and everybody likes them. You know, I know when my family goes to my card stash and we're pulling a card for somebody, I can't tell you the number of times that they will grab a shaker card when it's available, because it's just like everybody's favorite. So
you get to play with your card as well.
You do. You get to play with them. And speaking of playing with them, I have a collection of specialty cards coming from Hunkydory that I'm really excited to get here. Have you guys ever made the penny slider cards? Anybody ever made those? This whole collection is Christmas cards using penny sliders. So that the little elements on your card will move. So that's going to be fun. And I bought enough of them that we could do a class in it. So I'm excited for those to get here. And you may be wondering, hey, what's the status of that order you told us last week would be here this week? Well, when I called Hunkydory to say, when can I expect this to be delivered, it should be in this week, right? Because I paid express shipping. We pay express air to get everything we get for you guys. And I paid express shipping. Where's my order? It should be here by now. And they answered, oh, we missed your payment for the shipping when it came through. It's still sitting on our dock. Ask me how unhappy I was.
I can testify unhappy.
Unhappy. I was unhappy. So they shipped it right out. Hopefully, maybe it will be here tomorrow. Maybe next week. I don't know. It depends in part. Customs is being super duper slow right now. So it depends in part on how long it takes to get through the customs process. But it is so frustrating to pay what we pay to get your goods here and then have them not ship. Grr is right. Okay. Remember when we're making a shaker card that we're going to you need to make a shaker card. You can make a shaker card out of any frame that has 2 or more pieces. These have 3. These have 3 pieces to them. Are you going a little higher?
Yeah.
Okay. And if we don't really need the 3rd layer for anything, but I think it tends to look nice. So what I usually do with the 3rd layer is just tape it or glue it to my background with the inside piece. So I could take it like this if I want to tape it in. I would tape right along these seams, or if I want to, I can just grab my glue bottle and I can glue both the frame and the border at the same time. I do advise that you get this fairly tight. What I mean by that is that you glue this pretty good, because your little shaker elements are skinny. Those little confettis are thin, and they'll try to get down behind and back of here. Anywhere there's a space, they're going to try and go in there. So I like to glue this pretty tight to the edges as much as I can without getting glue everywhere. So I'm going to glue it fairly close to the edge on the topper and fairly close to the edge on the border as well. Now, I recommend that we lay our border on to position this inside piece, because this is a pretty tight fit on a 6x6. This could easily have gone on a 7x7 card, but knowing that you guys don't particularly like the great big cards, I opted to go with a 6x6. But I just want to make sure that that it's going to look pretty even once I put my border on there. And this could have gone just another fraction of an inch higher. I'm going to peel this off, and I'm going to slide my topper up just a little bit, because just maybe 1/8 of an inch. I just thought it looked like it could have been just a little bit higher. And I'm going to check my positioning with my frame again. And now I like that. Okay. I have, what is that? Oh, my embossing. Thank you. Embossing pillow. Okay. So that's all down and drying nicely. Now, I can, if I want to, now you're going to have lots of glittery elements inside of here already, so you don't really have to glitter. But if you decide you want to, you can glitter this background just for a little added effect. I can tell you that even though our little microfine, ultrafine glitter that we have doesn't shed very much, that those elements will knock it off a little bit more than normal. So I usually don't glitter inside for that reason, but you can. And if you don't mind the glitter kind of shaking around a little bit in there too, it can actually be kind of pretty. Yeah. They don't make it up to me. I wish they would, but they don't. So, anyway, let's go ahead and put our tape on our frame. I usually do use tape for the frame because the tape sticks really, really good. Really well, not good. I guess it's good tape. Good tape. If I can get my grammar squared away here. The tape does stick well, and it's great for my acetate, so I'm putting that down. I'm going to rub my tape down good. I'm going to peel my tape. And then we're going to put our acetate in. The silence is deadly here. It's just quiet.
I'm tying bows and doing glitter.
Oh. What are the bows and glitter for?
I don't know what the glitter is for.
Oh,
Probably
okay.
because you use so much of it
Yes,
for
okay.
Christmas. And I'm tying the last little bits of the red and blue
Oh,
ribbons
good.
for your
Okay.
kit.
With the cow kit, we went ahead and we're cutting you. Can you cut cellophane bags instead? You probably could, but it depends on how much it's going to be handled. If you expect that your card is going to be handled a good deal, Kim, a cellophane bag is easily torn. This acetate is almost indestructible. So my preference would always be to go for the acetate. And for these Christmas cards, I love, love, love the Snowfall acetate. But I'm not just trying to sell acetate there. You can use pieces. Sometimes you can reuse pieces of packaging material and stuff for your acetate. I have done a lot of that. In fact, what I love to do with some of my packaging material, I don't know if you've seen one of my old videos. I don't even know if it's out there anymore. I may have taken it down a few years ago. I took packaging material, I ran it through a herringbone embossing folder, and I got that fabric-y texture to it. Actually, you know what herringbone looks like? It kind of looks like fish bones, you know, it coming down at angles. And I used a silver StazOn pad on it. And I created something that looked remarkably like metal plates in the road for some industrial style masculine cards I was doing. So think about that when you're looking at packaging material. Do you have a big enough piece of that packaging material that you can kind of upcycle that? And surprisingly, even fairly heavy packaging material, the plastic pieces, will go through an embossing folder and pick up that texturing. And it's really cool. I should take another video that uses that industrial technique because it was really cool.
The other thing that's neat is that your packaging material, it's okay if it's a little scratched or scuffed in places. It doesn't have to be perfect when you run through the embossing folder. You don't even see it.
I hope you guys can hear Margie. Could you hear her there? She was talking about using the packaging material, and even if it's a little scuffed up, it still goes through the embossing folder and looks great. So that's what she was saying, was that it will, even if it's got little scuffs in it, that it looks great after you emboss it. Now, this frame is very non-directional. You know, it's all four corners are the same. So when I decide how this is going to go on my card, see if I put it on right there, I don't know if you can see that. If I put it on this direction, I have a snow dot right over the deer's nose, and that kind of looks funky. But I can turn it a quarter of a turn and move that off until I get the view I want. So there's another little hint. If it's a frame that doesn't have printing, you know, or has non-directional printing on the outside, just look at where you get the best view through the snow. And I like it like that. So just a thought there. You can kind of flip that around a little bit. Now, next thing up, we're going to put our shaker tape on. You notice that I didn't say I was doing that, but I cut my acetate to the size of my... Yeah, with the cellophane, you're absolutely right. It would contain the confetti. It just, you're likely to have a confetti mess at some point. I'm getting some weird... Oh, there we go.
We got a little
just
lag.
a little buffering going on there.
Little blip.
Okay. That piece of tape doesn't want to cut off of there, so I'm just not going to mess with it anymore. I'm making it go away. Okay, when you put your tape down on your shaker, I want you to make sure that your that your tape will not show through your window. But with that said, I want you to still put it fairly close to the edge of your window. And the reason for that is that we don't want all our shaker elements disappearing down out of sight, falling to the bottom of the card and just disappearing. It would be fun to have them still lay on the ground with the deer's feet. So we're making sure that we're not seeing anything from the inside, but we are still going close to the edge. And when we're putting our shaker tape down, we are making sure there are absolutely no gaps in our shaker tape. Because if there's any gaps, that confetti is going to go right through them. And if you're using glitter or beads, even more so. So you want to make sure that this shaker tape right here is what's holding your elements in. So we want to make sure that we get a nice tight seal. And because we have kind of a funny corner on this, I'm coming in with corner pieces. I may actually put an extra corner piece right there in the corners just to make sure I got a really good seal on this shaker tape. So I'm going to put a little piece in my last corner. And then I'm going to come in behind that. Make sure that doesn't show. Not enough to worry about. I'm going to come in behind that and I'm going to put another corner piece in just to be doubly sure that nothing is getting by my corners. It's not getting out. So I think I told you guys that my father-in-law came to live with us, and we're excited about that. We did have one little dilemma to resolve, and that was that he has 2 kitties and I have 3. And we know from the last time that they came to stay that the cats don't get along very well when his cats are out. So his cats are currently in his room with him. And we are looking at designs to build a catio, an indoor-outdoor enclosure that his cats can go out and enjoy the world and still be contained and not, hi, Glinda. And they still won't be subject to being eaten by coyotes or running off because they're not familiar with the neighborhood. Oops, I'm doing this before I should be. I'm putting my paper tape back on just for a second because I forgot a step. If you don't have one of these, it's absolutely fine to move forward without doing this. Does he cook like Bryce does? Not so much anymore. At one time he cooked. He makes a mean carrot cake, that I know. He doesn't cook so much anymore. He's gotten to be a little bit older now and a little bit more forgetful, but sweet, sweet man, like his son. I'm taking an embossing pillow and I'm messing up my nice clean window with it. My window was beautiful and clean and now it looks foggy. That's exactly what I want. It's going to do 2 things for me. One is I'm kind of deactivating the sticky on the inside edge, on the card, the confetti side of my shaker tape. So hopefully maybe some of my beads won't stick, or my beads or my confetti won't stick so bad. The other thing I'm doing is cutting the static electricity inside my box for my confetti so that they will drop and move more easily and not be as inclined to hang on the window. Now, if you don't have one of those embossing pillows, it's a nice purchase for someday when you're looking for a little something to get you to free shipping. But it's not essential. It's just a nice to-do thing. The dies that go with the landscape kit and the Arctic animal would work well with these papers. They sure would. Oh, they'd be beautiful. They'd be beautiful. Okay. All right. I didn't think about that. I haven't looked at the Christmas, what am I trying to say? The little book yet. I don't know if we got some of these images in the little book. I hope we did, because I really love this deer.
I haven't looked yet either.
Maybe some of you guys who got the little book can tell us if we have some nice winter scenes in there. We do have some more little books coming. There's a series of little books that were published, especially for Christmas. Oh, Deborah, doggone it. You guys were probably saying, wait. Hey, you're confetti. Yeah, Brenda was yelling and I couldn't hear her. Okay, lifting the corner here, pouring my confetti in because I was talking and not paying attention. Yes, thank you, Brenda. Yeah, it's not going to shake much at all unless I put the confetti in, is it? And now I got my confetti all over my tape, so that'll be interesting.
Kim says that yes, there are.
Are there some beautiful ones? Oh, good. Put your glitter in. Thank you, guys. You just weren't quick enough to catch me. I did it anyway, didn't I? Okay. Knock my shaker elements in there a little bit. Get it off my tape so that my tape will still hold. Sometimes I'm a schmuck. This is my mistake of the day. I hadn't made one yet, guys. There's always got to be one when you're live streaming. There's got to be one. Now I tell you what I'm going to do. I bent that back just a little bit and got my shaker elements in. But just to make sure, I'm going to put a little glue around my tape because I'm not sure that I don't have, a little bit of corruption around my seal there. So I'm going to put a little bit of glue in and push that back down. I think it'll be okay. There we go. The confetti we gave you this time has those white snowflakes again, and then it has those silver iridescent snowflakes again. So pretty. And see how we're getting really nice movement, but when it drops to the bottom. It doesn't drop out of sight. That's what we're going for when we position our tape. It'll stop here where you can still see it. And it's on. Now it is going to hide a little bit anyway right behind this tag since I put this tag at the bottom. Unless I want to move the tag to the top, which I could equally do, and then it wouldn't interfere with my confetti at all. I think I'll do that this time. You know me, we have to change up the patterns a little bit here and there. I think I'll put it at the top this time. Look at all that confetti I dropped on my desk when I was having my little crisis moment there. Oh, well. I got my roll of tape right here. I'm going to put a little roll of tape right on top here. Now, this shaker tape, by the way, is 3mm. So if you like the way that sets your elements up, you can use the 3mm shaker tape to do some of the stuff we would normally do with foam squares. There we go. I've got my wishing you a magnificent Christmas. Here's my original. Here's my redo. Beautiful. Beautiful. How are we doing for time? I'm feeling like we're pretty early.
10 minutes to 1.
It's what?
80 minutes.
80 minutes? Okay. So you got a couple minutes to take a look at our upcoming classes. I hope I'm not boring you guys with this, but for anybody who's tuning in and hasn't been here, I want to make sure they have a chance to see what we're doing. So we've got those done for today. A shaker tag would be very cool, Kim. Okay, I can't tell you the dates of these, or maybe I can.
I can pull it up.
Okay. I think that I don't remember. I don't remember which one's coming up. So I'll just bring them over. They didn't lose their screen when we moved though, right?
Never.
Okay. Margie's checking on dates for me so I can tell you when we're doing stuff. What's this coming Saturday? Aha.
Right there.
Here we go. Live stream this Saturday, 2 days from now. We're doing the white card, the white trees. And this time we've done a shaker, which we have built in its own box, a round shaker. And then we're mounting that on one of those center step easel cards. So that's pretty cool. We've got the white Christmas tree, which is absolutely gorgeous after it's been glittered. Oh, beautiful. And we have the black Christmas tree, which is just stunning once it's been glittered. So we get 3 cards from that kit, and that's coming up on Saturday. Next week, on Thursday, and see, even as big as that card is, it still will fold down to go in an envelope. Isn't that cool?
Very
I can't
cool.
see their comments and stuff now.
Kim would like to know if the Easy Peelies are in stock.
Nope, they're held up in customs. I'm still waiting. In fact, I need to call UPS. No, is it UPS? It's UPS this time. And see what's going on with that, because I signed and sent back their documents last Sunday. And I don't see any reason why they shouldn't have been here by now, but they're not.
Alice asked if you can send a link to the step easel cards because she tried looking for them.
They're not in yet because they're in the box with the Easy Peelies, Alice. But we'll get those as soon as they're in stock. I will make them available to you. Here is our class for next Thursday. Wishing you a Christmas like no other. And I don't know to what extent you can see it on camera, but there's a trust me element here. This card is so wonderful and so tactile. I used Nouveau drops in 3 colors, in yellow or pink red tone and blue tone. And there'll be different colors of drops that different people get, but they'll all be in those color families. And the deluxe version of this kit will include 3 bottles of Nouveau drops, or you can buy this kit without the Nouveau drops. I thought I'd drive my girls crazy if I ordered a with Nouveau and without Nouveau and a without toppers. I only did 2 versions of this kit, so if you want it, you're going to end up with an extra set of cows, because I had to kind of limit the number of choices that they had to work through to pull the orders. So there's only 2 versions, with and without Nouveau drops. But this one was Christmas like no other. This one, the shaker card, is Party Till the Cows Come Home. And this has this really wonderful iridescent holographic foiling on the cow toppers, which plays just really wonderfully with those iridescent snowflakes in the shaker card. Beautiful. And then this one that I used kind of a tune in, because I used kind of a fun technique to make this topper and maximize the number of light bulbs on here. So be sure you tune in to see how we're doing that. We've got all these wonderfully tactile little light bulbs on our cow's card. This one says, "We wish you a Merry Christmas." And if I had inserts available to use, we would open it up and there would be beautiful insert of the same cow on the inside. I didn't have any for the reasons I previously said, but you guys should have the inserts, so let's be sure and give him a wonderful insert inside that card.
Lori said that she loves the set, and can you still buy these? And I'm not sure if it was this set or the white set that she
The
was
white
talking
Christmas
about.
trees, I have more of them coming. If they're out, then I have more of the white trees coming. This is our set for, let's see. I think this is supposed
22nd.
to be. Oh yeah, okay. This is next Saturday. No, the following Saturday. This is the following Saturday, and I scheduled it on a Saturday because we're getting 6 cards from this one set, and they're just beautiful. This set contains both the trees and the packages. And you get 6 cards out of one set. So it is, it goes this way. It's a steal for this set. It really is. I think I made it $15 because you get lots of card blanks and stuff in it, and lots of ribbon. But it's a great deal. And then the following Thursday, if you haven't had our bow class, let's get signed up for that bow class, guys. If you have had the bow class and just kind of need a little refresher, it's a great time to do that. You can buy the kit for class without the bow maker and still have the bows and work along with us on the same materials and save a few dollars. Or you can just use your own ribbon and tune in and work along with us. It's a great exercise in getting some bows done. And even if you already feel very confident in your bow making skills, tune in and visit with us while we all put bows together, and you can make some of your bows for your Christmas cards. So that will be coming up also. I am working away on the downloadable cards now, and I'm going to get some more kits, some fresh kits ready for you as soon as possible. It's a busy time for me because I'm running 2 directions at once, getting the downloadable cards and these class kits ready at the same time. But, it's also pretty fun. If you got to work, this is the way to work. Do you guys have any questions, comments, pearls of wisdom that you'd like to share before we sign off for the day? Yes, thank you, Alice. Oh, you're so good to me. If you haven't already done so, please give us a thumbs up. Let us know that you like what's happening. And that's my attaboy. It helps my statistics on YouTube and recommends, as we build up our likes on our videos and we build up our viewership on our videos, then more and more of our videos get recommended to crafters who are looking at similar things. So those little thumbs up are really helpful to me in knowing that, in being able to recommend these videos to other people and build our viewership. So the little thumbs up, if you haven't done it yet, please give me the thumbs up. It's really helpful. And like I said, it makes me feel good too. So, all right. I'm so glad you tuned in, Andrea. We're here every Saturday at 3 o'clock, and we are here every Thursday at 4 o'clock. That's Pacific time, so you have to alter that time for your own time zone. But we're here regularly, and we loved having you with us, and I hope you can come in and see us again soon. I'm Debbie from Simply Special Crafts. Love having you here with me, guys, and sharing the time with you. We'll see you on Saturday.